Patreon Q&A number 50. I want to thank all 69 of my nice patrons. Guys, thank you so much for continuing to support me the way that you are and have and continue to. I appreciate it more than you know, and you really do bring joy to my life, and I am so beyond grateful for that. So thank you so much. And to everyone else listening, there's going to be spoilers in these questions and answers, so tread carefully after this. Kobi R asks, "Hey Shonen, been a while again. I'd like to talk about story arcs in One Punch Man. Have you noticed how one beautifully weaves the threads for grand arcs from very early? That's one of the best things in the series, and it doesn't feel ass-pully like many other popular battle anime, like the Bug Guy from Hunter x Hunter, or villains from DBZ. Hey, agree. I'm a big advocate of it. I think One is a master at this stuff. He's a master at many things. Writing is definitely one of them. Comedy, characters, everything. He's just truly talented. He's one of the best of our generation in the field of manga in general. And he really does do this beautifully, like you said. Flashy Flash and Sonic hinted at the Ninja Village. Garo was linked to Fang's dojo, etc. We have hints for a Neo Hero arc, Civil War/Blast, a God arc, maybe finale, an upcoming ninja fight, and perhaps an Organization/Metal Knight arc. Can you think of more arcs hinted at in the story that I might have missed? What do you think? Keep up the good work and peace." So thank you, Kobe. Yeah, you didn't miss just one. You named most of them, so you got that right for the most part. But the one that you missed specifically was the Mad Cyborg storyline with Genos. That's another big thing that is still lingering out there. And then the only other one that I can think of off the top of my head, maybe I'm even missing some myself, but at least these are most of the big ones, is the whole Shibawa's prophecy. Now, I'm going to make a video about this because it's very important and needs to be discussed in detail, but I feel that more or less it's probably going to line up with God, so they, go hand in hand, the God arc being the finale. Very likely that is Shibawa's prophecy, and I feel that all of the prophecies in One Punch Man that have been mentioned so far, both in the webcomic and in the manga, are all connected, and they likely all pertain to God. It remains to be seen, of course, but I'm pretty sure that's where things are headed. But yeah, I just love it so much how all of these storylines are still out there and still have yet to be resolved. Now, the ninja arc and the whole ninja storyline, that's going to be resolved pretty soon, at least currently with the webcomic, the way things are headed. But other than that, there's still so much that has to happen. Like the Neo Heroes, we haven't even gotten anywhere into that yet. We don't even know the full roster of the Neo Heroes yet. Blast has yet to be revealed. We don't know anything about the organization. We don't know the full might of Metal Knight. We don't know anything about the Mad Cyborg. So much to go, and I can't wait to see everything. Peter Y asks, "Hey Shonen, I'm new to Patreon and all, but I enjoy your YouTube videos." Hey, thanks Peter. I appreciate it so much, my friend. We see Garo use the fist of whirling wind slashing steel while fighting monsters. So my question is simply, how did he come to master that fighting style? Thanks and keep up the good work. So this is a good question, and I don't think it's ever explicitly stated how Garo was able to learn this, but we could just assume that he figured this out during his time with Bang. So we don't, like I said, we don't get a lot of flashbacks. Thankfully in the anime in Season 2, we got a little flashback when Garo was implied to have met Silverfang. So during Garo's training with Silverfang, we can just assume at some point Bomb had come to visit him, or maybe Bomb brought his class and then they had like a scrimmage or something, or just somewhere along the line Garo was able to see what the Whirlwind Iron Cutting Fist was. Maybe he saw it from Bomb, maybe he saw it from one of Bomb's students, because we know Garo also did some dojo hunting and stuff like that. He does stuff like that. So somewhere along the line in Garo's training, his journey to becoming the Hero Hunter, he was able to witness the Whirlwind Iron Cutting Fist. I'm just taking a guess. Like I said, he probably saw it from Bomb when he came to Silverfang's dojo at one point or another. And that's all that it really takes for Garo to learn something. He is like a hyper genius with the martial arts department. It's possible that he's the most talented martial artist to ever live in the world of One Punch Man. So he just needs to see it once, and then he's able to absorb the knowledge and then replicate it. We saw it with Watchdog Man. We saw it with Tank Top Master. It's just what Garo does. So based off of that, I guess that's how he developed it. And it totally makes sense, because like I said, they are brothers, Bang and Bomb, so it's only natural that he would be close to Bomb's fighting style and was able to develop it that way. Akroma asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, how awesome are we patrons? Definitely a 10, not even being hyperbolic. Like I said at the beginning, you guys really do bring joy to my life, and it means so much to me that there are people out there who want to support me like this, and the fact that you do makes me so happy, honestly. Even in my darkest times, when you guys were still there, you were one of the single things that kept me going. And I'm just almost in a disbelief, honestly. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but the fact that you guys want to support me the way that you are means the world to me. And I'm just so appreciative of it. Thanks for all your amazing videos, Big Bro Shonen. They are really entertaining and leave us wanting more. Hope you're having an amazing day. I hope you're having an amazing day too, Akroma. I really do. And I appreciate that you still enjoy my videos, but I feel that I've been slacking this last month. And I'm sorry for that, but I'm going to get better. I'm going to put out more and better content. I know that I'm capable of so much more, and I'm going to prove it. So thank you again, Akroma. Joseph K asks, hey Shonen, you might have answered this before, but what is your favorite game/game series of all time? Well, it's hard to answer because there's so many good ones, and I'm very indecisive with like just coming up to an ultimatum unless I absolutely know the answer in my mind. But the top three, I'll say, it's like Pokemon, Minecraft, and then Elder Scrolls, specifically Skyrim. But, if I really had to choose, I'd say like my favorite game of all time is probably like Pokemon X and Y. It's just like pretty much a perfect game, and I've enjoyed it so much. Game series, same thing. Pokemon definitely is up there, Elder Scrolls, and then Fallout. Those are like my three big series that I enjoy the most. Those games have brought so much joy to my life. I've just been lost in those games, and I get so excited to play them. It's like every day you wake up when you're in like the prime of when those games come out. It's so delightful, I'll say, to just be able to play those games and to enjoy them to the extent that we do. I'm really looking forward to the Pokemon Sword and Shield when that comes out later this year. But Resident Evil, which you are a big fan of this too, I am as well. I love Resident Evil. I've played almost all of the games. I love the mythology as well, the storyline, the characters. I even really enjoyed 6, which I know didn't get the best reception, at least from the fan base, but I enjoyed it so much. I mean, I know it wasn't like the other ones, but I just like the characters and the story so much, and the action aspect of it, that it was just a really great game to me. I actually liked 6 more than 7, but maybe I'm in the minority there. P.S. Are you at all interested in the new Netflix Witcher series? I'm hoping I'll be pleasantly surprised with it, but I'm not expecting much considering the history with video game adaptations. Peace, man. So that's a good one too. I personally haven't played the Witcher games, but I know that they're held in high regard. I know that they're like a good counterpart to the Elder Scrolls game. At least that's what I think they're competing with. Definitely 3. I know Witcher 3 was the most critically acclaimed one and regarded as one of the best games ever. I just haven't played them because, I'm like more of an Elder Scrolls guy. So I'm not really that interested in the Witcher series, but if it does get enough critical acclaim, if it gets a lot of hype and reviews are good, then I'll probably check it out because I'm a sucker for that stuff. Like The Boys on Amazon Prime. While I was kind of interested in the trailer, I didn't really decide to watch it until it got the rave reviews that it did, and then I'm really happy that I did. Check it out after that because it's one of my favorite series this year so far. But I think that Netflix is going to do a good job with this one. And like you said, they do have a questionable history with their video game adaptations, just their adaptations in general with like anime and other stuff like that. But I don't know. They have Henry Cavill on there, who's solid, and it seems like they have a good budget on it. So maybe they're going to do good with this. But, we'll see what happens. Kingisgod asks, hey there, Shonen. It's been a while, so I'm not sure if you've ever played Ashura's Wrath, but if you didn't, I really recommend you do. If not, just watch the cutscene. That game is a powerhouse of characters. So between Saitama and Ashura, who is stronger, and if Ashura can push Saitama to his limits? So I haven't played this game, but I do know of it. I know it's amazing. It's like kind of like an Asian type of God of War type game. At least the mythology is Asian-based, I assume. And I did watch quite a few videos on YouTube of it in preparation for this question, as you've requested, and it looks pretty damn cool. I saw like most of his biggest feats, Ashura's feats, and he's right up there with Saitama. I won't even lie. So I don't know Saitama's limits. In general, no one knows. I don't care how many videos out there are that claim they know the limits of Saitama. They don't. No one does. One hasn't even allowed us to even begin to understand Saitama's limits. So I don't know how powerful he truly is. But I can tell you that Ashura has very similar feats to what we have seen of Saitama in the series so far. They both are able to survive in space. And we saw Ashura, him traveling from the moon to the Earth is pretty damn fast. It wasn't as fast as Saitama, but I'm sure he could probably do it if he wanted to. Also, the feat that he has, taking out that Wyson, whatever that huge guy that becomes literally the size of the Earth, him taking that guy out is pretty damn impressive. And it seems like maybe Saitama could do something like that. But regardless, the beings that Ashura fights in the game seem to be at least god level for sure. So if anyone is going to push Saitama, it is going to be Ashura. To his limits, it is unsure. But I can tell you right now that if Ashura were to fight Saitama, he would push him the furthest he has ever been pushed. He seems to be more powerful than Boros, Awakened Garo, and whoever else Saitama has fought on or off screen at this point. Legandaryus asks, hey Shonen, I saw the last Q&A and thought that maybe Glasses will be the last fight for Saitama. I could see it farther into the series as Glasses trying his best to be the hero Saitama is, but somehow or some way is broken beyond repair and becomes a monster with similar abilities to Saitama. Hey, that would be super interesting, and I would totally be down for it. But what I was saying in the previous Q&A is just I'm not sure how far the story is going to go, because it seems like after Shibawa's prophecy comes to fruition, it might end. Just taking a guess, given what one has said about how he knows the beginning and the end of the series, and it seems like God was set up in the beginning, and we had the whole Shibawa's prophecy being 3 months, and it hasn't been 3 months yet. It's only been about a month into the story, at least currently still in the webcomic. So if it does go further than that, then maybe we could definitely see Glasses remove his limiter and then fight Saitama as a monster, or maybe some kind of pseudo-monster. It would be similar to Awakened Garo, but they would have more of a similar dynamic, as where Glasses kind of has the same kind of skill set as Saitama, and maybe he would be more powerful. Given that maybe he removes his limiter and then continues to get stronger or something, or maybe Saitama regresses. Or maybe God does something with Glasses. Maybe he gives him powers, and then that somehow removes his limiter. I'm not going into the whole thing about how God controls the limiter. I don't think that is a thing. I think that was just Genus talking about just God as an allegory for nature and evolution and stuff like that. And also, whatever happens in the God vs. Saitama fan comic, obviously, is just Siminglep's own interpretation of the story. It has no bearing on the actual canon. I put that out there because some people do think that is canon, believe it or not. But I would love to see Glasses go against someone in his extreme state of power, which is, in theory, could be post-limit breaking. It would be cool if it's Saitama, because then he would just have a very similar being to his own self to fight against, which he hasn't really had at this point. Saitama is always overmatched in the skill department or just the grandiose department. But if it's like Glasses, who's like kind of mild-mannered, like I said, doesn't have a very extreme set of skills, it would be an interesting opponent for Saitama to face against, of course. But if he became a monster, it would be interesting to see what he becomes. Like, would he be extra evil, or would he be like a mellow monster, which isn't very common. Nathan W. asks, if you could be an A-class level hero in the Hero Academy, what would your hero name be? So a lot of people, I'm sure, like, whenever they're thinking about, like, a concept like this, maybe their hero name comes to mind, or, whatever kind of moniker or epitaph they want to have. But with me, it's, I don't know, I've never really had, like, one name come to my mind. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me being, like, indecisive just naturally as a person. But given that is my circumstance, I would just want to create a name that is seen as cool, streamlined, and just accessible. So I would want it to be something like Ultra. It can't be Ultraman, because that's already a Japanese thing, but just something along the lines of just Ultra. Like, oh, that's the hero, Ultra. Something cool like that. Accessible, like I said. It could be something different, but something along those lines. Maybe spelt a little differently. And what would your general vibe, abilities, and weapons or capabilities be? So my general vibe, I would want to be something like a PG-13, less edgy, less abrasive version of Deadpool, if that makes sense. Something like that, not like this fake or just what could be perceived as just this, this poster boy persona where, hey guys, look at me, I'm family friendly. I don't want to be that. I just want to be myself, and I'm more aligned with like Deadpool, but like I said, not as abrasive, not as edgy as him, but something similar. My abilities, I'm very basic when it comes to this too. I don't really want much. I would just want to have enhanced physicality. super strength, super speed, super durability. That would be cool. But if I'm on the level of an A class, it would have to be somewhere around the level of like, well, based off of that bonus chapter numbers, we saw that the power equation were like a bear, just like the animal of a bear, was set to like around 900. And A-class level guys had like 1,600, like Stinger had 1,600. And then the highest that I think we saw was the Great Philosopher, or whatever that guy's name was. He had like a level of like 2,200. So if I can at least push my physicality to like 2,500, if that's allowable for an A-class hero, I would like that. But if I could just go one step further, not make it too OP, keep it within the realm of like an A-class hero, I would like to have my intelligence boosted too. You know, I would put aside flying and laser shooting and all that stuff. I know that's a little too overpowered. So I would just like to have enhanced physicality and then enhanced intelligence. Like, my intelligence would be enhanced as much as my physicality would be. So I would want to be like brains and brawn. I think that would be really cool, but it remains to be seen how far an A-class level can go before they are S-class, but I would like to keep it right at the threshold. I'd like to be like a tamed version of Professor Hulk in a way. Steven asks, so what do you dude? I know I said that wrong, but I appreciate the greeting, Steven. How many One Punch Man characters do you think are bulletproof? I saw a post that said Metal Bat can tank Zombie Man bullets, and I'm like, keep up the good work, man. So this is an interesting question. It's kind of difficult to answer because we don't really have a lot of feats of characters taking bullets. So Garo was able to deflect Death Gatling's bullets with his hands, but we also saw that the residual effect left him bloody and seemed to be damaged from it. And Garo seems to have a pretty high level of durability, of course. Maybe not to the level of Metal Bat, but still Garo was able to injure Metal Bat, and we saw Metal Bat was injured by demon level monsters. They shed blood from him. So can he tank Zombie Man's bullets? I don't know. Probably not. Would they kill him? I don't think so. They would definitely maim him and hurt him. But I don't think Metal Bat is quite on that level of durability. Like I said, it's hard to say because we don't really have a lot of feats to compare. And Zombie Man's bullets are especially powerful. They're definitely not normal bullets. So can Metal Bat tank normal bullets? Maybe. Probably a better chance than Zombie Man's bullets for sure. But the characters who are definitely bulletproof, Blast, I'm just going to assume. Darkshine, for sure. I don't think any bullets or rocket launchers or anything are really going to hurt Darkshine. He seems to be at the pinnacle of durability. Bang, maybe, because we saw that he could take Homeless Emperor's light spheres, which I'm going to assume are more powerful than bullets. He was bleeding still, but I assume that Bang, flexing, knowing that the bullets are going to come, maybe can tank bullets. Not even like blocking them the way that Garo did. Maybe just flexing his body, tensing up. Maybe he can tank a bullet. It's hard to answer, but for sure, it's going to be Blast and Darkshine. And then Purry with his bristle armor. Maybe, possibly. But other than that, and then I guess Pig God. Maybe Pig God could tank some bullets because he's pretty tanky. He was also able to survive the evil natural waters shooting out of him. And those are probably more powerful than bullets. But I think he could probably take a bullet or two, maybe. But other than that, it's unclear. But you're definitely justified in being skeptical of if it just being objectively said that Metal Bat can take Zombie Man's bullets. I think it's too unclear at this point. So that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Once again, I want to thank all 69 of my nice patrons. I appreciate you guys so much, and I just hope that the Q&A is good enough to give back for all that you have given to me, honestly. And if you would like to be in next week's Q&A, simply check out the Patreon. $5 tier will give you access to this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next